Hello everyone, this is Arch here, and I'm here to show off a bit of work that I've been doing on Elibean Nights. So we're going to go, I'm going to show you a brand new tale that I've been working on, and I hope you enjoy it. So it opens with a nice little monologue of Athos, reminiscing about meeting his arch nemesis Nurgle. And this tale is inspired by a hack that Nintenlord started called Athos Mode, and so it's meant to be more or less a tribute to him. Nintenlord was my mentor. He taught me everything I know about making custom chapters, and those were the skills that I was able to apply in creating Elibean Nights. And so I wanted to make this one last story to honor everything that he taught me. And so this first part is based on the introductory chapter of that hack. He only completed one chapter of it, and it had Athos and Nurgle meeting in the Nabatan Desert. And so Athos has found this artifact, and it's the same thing that Nurgle is searching for. So let's check him out real quick. We're going to have them talk. That's the first step of this map. He comes with Fenrir, Nosferatu, and Slime. And Athos, he has Forblaze, Thoron, and Aura. There's a new icon for Forblaze based on the Cypher card art that was done by Lord Glenn. So let's go talk to Nurgle here. And we're going to see the classic CG that was used in Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. And this is a reference to the end of that first chapter of Nintenlord's hack. This is the exact same dialogue, even, from their meeting, and it showed that CG. But then I've taken my own liberties, of course, in terms of telling my own story, and it's going to cover the evolution of Nurgle as a character. And so here we have, Athos is kind of surprised that Nurgle is another person who was alive from the scoring era. It's been a couple hundred years since then, and everyone else that he knew from that era has died except for Bramamund, who is in a state of personalitylessness. Nurgle talks about losing everything in that war, but Athos doesn't really pick up on the fact that Nurgle was in love with a dragon, and so he just kind of assumes that, he lost his human family or whatever. And so Athos is, expressing a bit of regret that, maybe things could have gone differently. So at this point in his life, Nurgle, he was originally searching for a way to reunite his family, but he's kind of just given up and is just wandering, just kind of without aim. And so Athos shows him the artifact that he just found when examining that set of bones. And it is the shard of a dragonstone. And so that is hinting at what will be the next step in this journey, which is finding the dragon tribe from Arcadia. And Athos talks here about how dragons only took that form out of necessity, But there were, as Nurgle says, some that sealed their power away to hide, and so that's the hint to them. It's like, oh, we might be onto something interesting here. And so the mission for this chapter is to search for clues. And so after you talk to Athos, have that little dialogue conversation, you can now use the search command to examine all of the sets of bones that are around the map, and that is our goal, is to reach all of them. And each little set of bones will have a bit of lore that will provide clues as to the background of Nurgle or Athos, and also hinting further at finding the Arcadians. This tale is going to be a two-part with a nice long interlude story chunk in the middle. It's really meant to be more of an exposition, but obviously I did have to add some gameplay, so I had some bandits spawn, which is also in a Nintendo chapter. He had them meeting as the result of a bandit ambush. I changed that a little bit, just to have the bandits more as an ambush, but not the reason for their meeting. I wanted to tie it more into what was happening with the story of them discovering the Arcadian dragon tribes. Oh, also, I still need to do Nurgle's palette. Oh man, he just got doubled. Yikes. That's scary. Well, this guy's about to get nuked. And so this is not just the only thing that I've been working on for Elibean Nights. I've slowly, kind of throughout the past year... Wow, Nurgle really could have just died back there. Fuck. See, Athos is kind of the MVP of this map. But if... I don't think I've coded the death quotes yet, but if either of them die, obviously it will be a game over. But hey, if one of these bandits had just killed Nurgle, we could have basically saved all of Elibe. Let's try Thoron. Let's show that off. It's custom animation using the DS Fire Emblem animation. And so some of the other things I've been working on, since there's been a lot of research now into the artificial intelligence behind the CPU, I've been going back and kind of reworking the maps to improve the pacing, so that using new AI tricks, it isn't quite so... Basically, it was interesting watching a Let's Play of Elibean Nights that was done by Mangs, and although, you know, some people say, like, oh, blah, blah, you know, you didn't listen to anything he said, well, I did actually, you know, listen, and I watched it, and watching it kind of made me think, like, wow, you know, I really designed this hack using turbo mode, and so I never really noticed how long all of the enemy phases were, and so what I'm trying to do is just improve the pacing such that, you know, you don't have enemies that are just running at you from, like, the length of the entire map, which I thought was, you know, I've since realized, like, hey, that's probably bad design. And just kind of going through, making it more manageable for the player, and just kind of doing more waves of enemies, but not in a way that you can just bait and switch. There's a nice new trick called Attack and Range ×2, and so it's a way of triggering the enemies without enabling baiting. You can also do Follow the Leader type thing, so if you aggro one enemy, you can aggro a whole set of enemies at the same time. And so these are just some of the things. I've been doing some story rewrites and other stuff like that. Just general changes. I just want to make sure what I'm calling Elibean Nights Final Draft, I want to make sure that it's as high of a quality of a product as possible, so that when it finally is released, before January 1st, 2020, because I'm not going to let the haters win, when it is finally released, I want it to be the best product that it can be. And that's part of the reason why development has taken so long, is that, you know, I'm kind of a perfectionist. I don't like leaving things in a subpar state. And I know that there has been, you know, it's kind of a running meme that there are glitches with the hack. I've gone through and fixed most of them. I have a running bug list. I'm going to run it through another round of testing just to make sure. But, you know, there's been a lot of things identified and addressed since the last patch was released. So I hope you look forward to it. Elibean Nights coming out within the next year and 2 months-ish or so. So, hey, I will see you then. I'm probably just going to... one day it'll just be done. So, I hope when it finally comes out that you all enjoy it. I hope it was worth the wait. And I hope that you enjoy this this one last tale I wanted to add, just so that the final draft wasn't... You know, it had something new that wasn't stale. So yeah, thanks for watching, and happy hacking, everybody.